Hello, we're Better Bakes here, back to review. I record this video at nighttime here. Was gonna record tomorrow, but there is news of an ice storm coming around my area there, so I record this video in advance there in case something happens there and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, everyone, today's video will be the beginning of a dual hair marathon by where I'll be reviewing first 6 Pokemon movies as well as the Ice Age movies are by in celebration for Pokemon's 26th anniversary, as well as the recent release of Pokemon Legends Arceus, as well as the 20th anniversary for the Ice Age franchise. So, and I'll also be doing a review for Pokemon Journeys as well later this month here. So, a quite good number of reviews coming this month there by. So, and we're going to be starting things out here by taking a look at Pokemon by or some Pokemon movies. Everyone similar to a other kid who grew up in the 90s, early 2000s there. A huge fan of Pokemon there. I watched the anime there. Played the different figures there. And caught the cards. And played the games there. So, and I'm still a fan of Pokemon to this day here. So, yeah, apologies advance for hiccups. The person one did as food not too long ago. But it was everyone. And I'm still a fan of Pokemon today there. So, yeah. They've definitely become one of my favorite franchises in entertainment there, so yeah. And similar to people who grew up in the 90s there, yeah, I have fond memories watching the Pokemon movies there. The first Pokemon movie there, Mewtwo Strikes Back there, one of my most nostalgic films there, so I like it all out when I was a kid there. Although it has been quite a while since I've seen the film there, so I was curious to see going into the marathon here what my thoughts would be on it. The eyes of adult there, develop critical thinking there, and whatnot. So yeah. There, before I get started, shouldn't have to do too much clarifying here, but I will be reviewing the English dub version there. So it was the version I grew up watching there. Although I am aware that the Japanese version of the movie there, the original version, does have differences. For the English version there, including so some people out there like the movie going more depth with Mewtwo's origins there or whatnot, a couple other things. I might review that version sometime in the future there, but for today's review, I will be reviewing the English version of the movie there, since that was the version I grew up there. So yeah. Although I might review the Japanese version sometime in the future there. So yeah. But today, so I'll be doing review for the English dub everybody. So yeah. Yes, our brother would. And like I said, I might do a review for the Japanese version, so that feature there. But today's version will be on the English dub everybody. So yeah. So without further ado, we're going to get right to everybody. As usual, I have my plots summary there, pros and cons, and my overall thoughts and recommendation there. So let's go right to review everybody for Pokemon the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. First up, plot summary here. Film starts out in a laboratory there in the Kanto region, where a bunch of scientists have completed the creation of Mewtwo, who was a clone for legendary Pokemon Mew. They were very excited about it there, and they're looking forward to doing more experiments there. Mewtwo's finally been bored there. But Mewtwo didn't want to be treated as a deacon pig there, so that for scientists, so he ends up destroying the laboratory there. Well, the scientists as well. Oh, not too long after the destruction of the laboratory there, he ends up brought the leader of Team Rocket, Giovanni there. And Giovanni formed a partnership with Mewtwo there. He said he would help him hold his powers there, Svat, and together the two could control the world, Svat. Mewtwo ends up taking up on Giovanni's office there. under the assumption that the two Mewtwo is equals there. And not too long afterwards, Mewtwo ends up getting a metal suit there to help get better control his powers there as we're testing out there. But over time, eventually, yeah, Mewtwo finds out that Giovanni didn't necessarily see Mewtwo as an equal there. And Giovanni ends up telling Mewtwo straight to his face there that he was created to serve him there. And so Mewtwo was not put up with it there, so he ends up destroying the base there, ends up escaping, and returning to his laboratory where he was created in. As he was changing the world there and stuff like that. So he ends up rebuilding his laboratory there. Ends up advising some of the world's strongest Pokemon trainers there, including main trio for the series there, for the anime there, for the first season of the anime there. Ash, Brock, and Misty there, their Pokemon there. And we're going to store and test them there. And we go to the island there. And Mewtwo reveals his plans on taking the world there, along with his clone Pokemon there. And so it's up to Ash, the others there, to try to stop Mewtwo and stuff like that there. So yeah. Brewers wants summary for Pokemon, the first movie by. Now on to pros and cons for the filler one. Now everyone after seeing the movie after quite a while there, what are my overall thoughts of it as an adult? Now everyone, I will say, I had a fun time watching this movie here. Yeah, I said it was very nostalgic. The movie's very nostalgic for me there, and I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. Revisiting Pokemon there, and my inner child was kind of entertained revisit the movie there. So I had to. Now, granted, the movie does have some major issues there, which we will get into here a bit. Well, there are definitely positive things worth mentioning there. First of them being Mewtwo there. Mewtwo is definitely the most well-written character there. Phil does a pretty good job going down with his character there. He's definitely the most well-written out of everybody in the movie there. And the animation is pretty good for the film there. Well, it's not necessarily the same level as some of the recent Pokemon movies there. It still holds up. It still holds up relatively well there, and everyone have to keep in mind this was released, in the early. It's a break for my brain for this was released in the late '90s, everybody. Where, still the Pokemon anime. Well, the Pokemon anime there. Well, the first season of Pokemon anime there is still entertained there. The animation, well, not necessarily bad, isn't as good as compared to the animation for the show today there. So for Top B, it was a huge step up for the franchise animation there. The show's off there. The character movements and the fight scenes going on there. That's another thing I liked about the movie there. The fight scenes were pretty fun to watch there. So, well, not the most engaging action scenes there. They're pretty fun to watch there. And pretty good for a Pokemon movie there. So yeah. Alright, that's pretty much the pros there for movie. Now to some of the cons here. Before I get into it, there are some things not to take too seriously about the film there. Yeah, there are some things in the movie there that are kind of cheese there, but they're taken away there, and there are some elements of the film not to be taken that seriously there. At the end of the day, it is a movie made for the fans there, so for Pokemon. But with that being said, there are criticisms warranted there for Pokemon the first movie there, which we'll go and get right to it here. But the first of them being that some of the dialogue's a little bit awkward there. and the humor of the filler one, it's gonna be depending on what's coming to there. Well, there are jokes that are legitimately funny there. There are some that are just uh yeah, awkward. I think you can kind of give people an awkward laugh there. Like there's one scene there where the conversation between Brock and Ash there, and Ash makes a comment about Vikings sort of there. So when they were on the boat with Team Rocket there, who were disguised as Vikings there. Probably definitely the most awkward bit of the dialogue there was with Team Rocket were in the laboratory with the clone Pokemon there, and there was a screen showing images of different Pokemon there, and he ended up saying Alakazam, but on the screen it was showing images of Scyther, so one of those laughably bad combo it's there, so there was dialogue there. If it had some of these awkward ones there, we laugh. Some of the laugh, but some of them are a little awkward there. So yeah. Next, criticism everybody is well the overall story for Feel everybody would. I'll get to more to depth of criticism kind of tied that there, but summarize everyone overall story there. While it does help, it does have the tools to tell a very engaging story there. It overall execution doesn't turn out to be pretty basic there, and well, the overall movie ends up you know become more like an extended episode of the anime there rather than a overall plot. A plot for the extended episode of the anime there rather than a plot for overall for feature length movie there. So yeah, while it's not necessarily bad there, it could have been executed a lot better. This is characters are by well, the cast of characters are entertaining there. For those of you who are looking for a Pokemon movie with in-depth characters there, you might be a little disappointed here, as the only character that has really a depth of there is Mewtwo there. So, well, the rest of the characters there just feel like they're kind of there. It's just as people to fight against Mewtwo there and stuff like that, but they don't really go through any major character arcs in the movie there. So yeah. Now, everyone, the final thing to criticize about there, and well, kind of ties back in with the story there a bit. Um, that's mainly the last about a third of the movie there as well. Which was not necessarily the best way in Pokemon's first movie there. So yeah. Now everyone, the film tries to end up having a message of to the Pokemon, trying to tell fighting is bad there, stuff like that. And try to have emotional moments there. By saying that it's wrong to have the Pokemon fight to the death there, regardless if they were original Pokemon, whether if it's the original Pokemon or their clones there. It's wrong to have the fight to the death there, but they don't necessarily clarify that there, and it ends up giving a message of fighting against Gerald's bad there, which for a movie that has an anime series based on a video game series where the whole concept is having traders travel there, collect Pokemon, have journeys with their Pokemon there, and eventually meet others and have their Pokemon fight their Pokemon there. It comes off as a little hypocritical there and a bit awkward there, and a little bit hand fisted with the messaging there. So they probably could have made it work there if they did some minor adjustment with the dialogue there, but that didn't happen. So it ends up making things a little bit awkward. They executed for last little third of the movie there, but. And of course, there's the scene with Ash getting turned to stone there, and he's magically brought back to the tears of the Pokemon there. Which even for Pokemon there doesn't really make much sense how that works there. So yeah. Now I felt like if they still could have had the scenes of Pikachu and the other Pokemon teared up there, but they could have had it where Mewtwo, started to learn the error of his ways there, have a conversation with Mew there, and the two did have their second powers there to bring Ash back there and turn him back to flesh there. It would have made a lot more sense than what actually happened there. So, well, that's not what happened there. Well, he ended up getting one of the most random ways for a character to come back from the dead there in a movie I've seen. And at the end there, he'll you two ends up learning his lesson there, albeit a little bit awkward there how it's kind of got there at the end. Him and Mew and the Pokemon clones have going away there. Everyone's brought back there, and pretty much we're given amnesia there, so they don't remember the events of what happened there. So yeah. So for Pokemon's first ever movie there, the ending was not the most well executed, put nicely there. So yeah. Now, like I say, I'm aware that the original version did have more stuff going in depth there in regards to Mewtwo's origin there. And from what I have seen from some people who have seen the original version of Mewtwo Strikes Back there, they did say that the ending was executed a little bit better in the original version compared to English dub there, so I can't really know how much there since I haven't seen it there. I don't know how much of a change that would have made the overall product there, but if all the other stuff was brought in there, but from what I've heard, it could have been better than what we got in the English version of the film. So yeah, well, that's pretty much it for pros and cons, everybody. Now to my overall final thoughts and recommendation there for the movie. So here we go. So overall, everybody, while there are definitely some major issues with Pokemon the first movie there, I can't really, find myself to hate the movie there. Because, like I said, this was a movie I really enjoyed as a kid there. And I'm not gonna lie, a part of me did have fun revisit the movie there and rewatch it there, and see different things of film again there. While there are definitely a lot of issues with it there, at the end of the day, it was a movie made for the Pokemon fans there, and for fans of Pokemon there, I think they'll still have a relatively good time seeing the movie here. So yeah. However, like I said, with all the major flaws of the film there, plus for people who haven't seen anything related with Pokemon there, don't know much about the characters, the series there, they're and trying to watch this blindly there. This film doesn't probably do much for them there to get them hooked to the series there, but because you have to have at least some basic knowledge of the characters before watching the movie there, so I had to. Otherwise, you're gonna be lost like a needle in the haystack there. So, or a person in a cornfield maze. So yeah. So overall, by from the perspective of a fan of Pokemon, there, I think they'll have a pretty good time watching the film there for people who have nostalgia or similar to me have are nostalgic for the first film there, and I think even the newer fans will probably have fun watching the movie there. Yeah, if they want to check out Curious there, say it would be worth a watch there. But for people who aren't too familiar with Pokemon there, the this probably won't do much to convince them to get into the series there. So yeah. So now it's time for my overall recommendation here. By as y'all know, I got 5 different verdicts. There's my highest one of a must-watch rated there, which goes to some of the best forms of tape I've seen. Then there's the watch it rated there, and then rate it, and then my second lowest of ignore it, and then my very lowest of let it burn, which goes to some of the worst forms of tape I've seen. Thereby, well, it was fun revisiting Pokemon the first movie there, Mewtwo Strikes Back. It is a very flawed movie there, you know. It really ultimately depend. Your overall joy ultimately got to depend on how much of a fan of Pokemon you are there. So to make it as fair as possible, everyone, I am going to be giving it right in the middle of a rated raid there. So if you're a fan of the Pokemon series there and grew up watching the film there, or want to check out Curiosity there, I say you'll have a pretty good time watching the film there. For those who aren't too familiar with Pokemon there, this one might not be worth the time there. So yeah. Well, I'm pretty much wrap things up for this review, everybody. I will be making sure I have more reviews out, everybody. And I will be having more Pokemon reviews out of the month, everybody. The next one being for Pokemon movie 2000 there. But for next movie, everybody, for the Pokemon Ice Age movie marathon, everybody, we'll take a break from Pokemon there and travel to the prehistoric times there as we take a look back at the very first film that the now defunct Blue Sky Studios worked on there, and it was a film that put them on the map there, that being the very first Ice Age film would. So, but until then, everybody, that's up for everyone. If you all I saw here, make sure like button, new channel, subscribe, and notification, you can also see uploads. I will see you all next time. Till this our big sale. Peace.